Welcome everybody to the Latin Nerds Network. My name is Jose and this is my review for Devotion. Of course, Devotion, the newest film, focused about true events surrounding the events of the Korean War, the eve of the Korean War, back in 1950. Of course, the main focus of the film being one of Jesse Brown, played by Jonathan Majors. I know Jonathan Majors. I think he's a great actor. MCU fans will know who he is. If you don't already, he's obviously playing Kang the Conqueror for the MCU. But Jesse Brown was actually the very first African American to complete the U.S. Navy's basic flight training program. So it's kind of a really important story, one of which I was unaware of here. So it's fascinating to learn something new here. Of course, the focus not only on him, but his wingman, if we will, an eventual friend played by Glenn Powell. And Glenn Powell, he's no stranger to these kind of films, right? I guess he's going to be typecasted here as a naval aviator, because we saw him recently in Top Gun Maverick. He was a blonde-haired douchebag and all that. This movie, of course, directed by J.D. Dillinger, and this is his first kind of major studio film. He's done a couple of films a couple of years ago, very small films, and he's done mainly TV work. So here's his opportunity to kind of show what he's got. And overall, I thought he did a really good job here. This is a good, solid film, right? Really well-made movie. Nothing is going to be announced during Oscar season, for example. But at the same time, it's not a movie you're going to regret plopping down your 10 or 15 bucks if you decide to go watch it when it comes out in a couple of weeks. And it's like I said, it's a really good story because it really focuses on Powell and Jonathan Majors' characters, right? And the friendship that's developed, right? This is not like a typical war film. If you want loads of action, great set pieces, you want the awesome, dog fights and all that, go watch Top Gun or whatever the case is. This movie is not the focus. Yes, are there some battle scenes? Of course there are. There's some flying scenes. Obviously there is, but not as much as what I initially thought going into the film. But when they do show them, they are well done, right? It's good tension there because the movie does a really good job of making you care about the characters, right? And what's important, right? This movie, it really relies on that chemistry between Powell and Majors. And I thought they were really good. And they're both really good in the movie, particularly Majors here, who you can tell, he's playing that character with a big chip on the shoulder, which is completely understandable. You gotta remember this guy, Jesse Brown, he was the black guy in 1950. Do the math, right? Imagine what he had to go through to get to where he was, and he had to work 4 or 5 times as hard to get there, right? To even get that respect. And even when he's there, he's still not treated as an equal, right? So he does a really good job of that. And I like how he kind of lets his guard down when he meets with Powell and they start becoming friends and all that. And it's actually at the end of the movie, they kind of show, they're showing pictures of the real characters, and they have both grandkids of each character still knowing each other, still friends. The family remain friends after all these years. And which is interesting because the way the movie ends, I was surprised because I was unaware of Jesse Brown's story. So I was surprised. I thought it was going a certain direction and it didn't. But that was very well handled. But again, this is one where it won't blow you away. It's solidly made. The action scenes are well done and well shot, of course. But this movie, again, it's not one, if you're looking for the big bombastic war film, this is not you. You want a good story about the characters and development of the characters and relationships. This is why I recommend this film, because it is well done. It's good moments of levity throughout, and the movie is a little bit, maybe 20 minutes, a little bit too long. But that being said, it's still an enjoyable ride. It didn't feel 220 for the most part, but there was sometimes you felt, okay, let's cut a little bit here and just kind of get to the crux of the film, right? But nonetheless, that's maybe my only real gripe. It's a very safe movie. It doesn't really show you what Jesse Brown had to go through. He talks about it, right? And you can see it in his face if we go through Majors' performance, but doesn't focus on that aspect of it. He kind of talks about it. He explains why he's a certain way, understandably so, but it really focuses on him dealing with what's going on, the mission have to go on, and having to rely on his other flight mates, particularly Powell's character, to all he wants is someone to be his wingman, to watch his back. They don't want to stand up for him, to protect him, just be by his side, right? So, and that's what the movie deals with, and that came across really well. So overall, I enjoyed the film. Really well made. I think a lot of guys are going to enjoy it. But again, if you do see it, comment below. Let me know where you guys thought. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it next time. See you guys.